Okay, let's see. I always forget how to do this. Hide. Oh, there I am. Hey. There's so much technology now with all this. Here, let's move this down just a little bit. You can see my puppy dog. And you can see the mess that's building behind us as we begin to prepare to move. We've got all kinds of stuff. Yumiko's throwing out all kinds of, or not throwing out, but donate all kinds of clothes. I have all kinds of clothes that I'm going to do the same thing for. All kinds of clothes that no longer fit since they shrunk during the pandemic. Let me finish this message I'm working on over here on the Discord. Hold on, let me bring this up. You guys can see what I'm doing. It says, hi, everybody, everyone. I'm going live now to add the first page of my effort to transcribe J.G. Zimmermann's, it's down here at the bottom, 1799 book, Solitude. Come join me in the Bridge voice room if you like. So here I do a click on this and I click boink, and it'll ask me, do you really want to send to everybody? Yes, I do. Send now. Enter. 84 people. Gee, I guess that is kind of a broadcast spam, but let's give it a try. So I do that, and then I enter the on air. Not the bridge one. Let me change that. Not come enter the on air. On air. I keep forgetting that. You know what I should do? I think that's also put a hashtag in there, huh? I'm learning. What the heck? Text channels. Well, it's not a text channel. That's the problem. There we go. Update that. Boink. There we go. So now I've done that. Now I will enter the on air. See up here? This one right here. See, we have three voice channels here in the Discord. We have the on air, the bridge, and the life sucks. The life sucks is when your life sucks and you just want someone to talk to. You can go there. Bridge is when you just want to have general talk, and on air is where you go when you want to be participating in any on air session like I'm doing right now. So I'll click on that and I will allow. So now I am on air, and anyone who might come over and join in there as well, and that could include any of you who are out there watching. There's a link to the There's a link to this Discord server in the chat, in the comments. You can also find it by going to goingalone.org. We'll also get you there. It'll pop up on the screen. So what am I going to do today? Right now, I have set a new project for myself. I'm kind of hold on, explain that part. I'm unemployed, kind of. I am between jobs right now. So my last day at work for the city of Ventura was this last Friday. I had quit that position, and I'm going to be starting a new job, probably later this month, and will between that, I'm kind of doing this, nothing. But I'm very busy. I have a lot of stuff I'm working on. And I also have to prepare because we're moving to a new place. And I've got this thing I can do this. Watch this. If I have to burp, I go. I've set this thing up with all kinds of sound effects. So here we go. So one of the things I'm doing right now is I've decided I want to transcribe this book. This book is called Solitude. As the title says, written originally by J.G. Zimmermann, to which are added the life of the author, notes, historical and explanatory, a copious index, and 7 beautiful engravings by Ridley. Volume 2 of 2. Now, the problem is I can't seem to find Volume 1. And Volume 2 seems to be quite complete. So I'm really not too sure of what to make of that. Oh, and somebody named Lofty Castle just joined over on the Discord. Hey, Lofty Castle, maybe that's one of you out there. I want to say hello to hello, Lofty Castle. Okay, well, welcome to the Discord server. And Lofty Castle, if that's you out there watching, you can actually join me here if you just click on this on-air thing. But beware, if you do that, you will be joining the live stream. You'll be broadcasting to 4 platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and what's that other one? Oh, Facebook. So what I want to do is go back over here. So this book, this book, okay, this is a really interesting book. It was published in 1799. It was written before that, but it was published in 1799. And this is part of a project for an organization called, called the Bibliolife. Bibliolife is kind of like the Gutenberg Project, where they try to rescue old literature from oblivion, basically, because there's so much that was written back in the long time ago that is no longer in current publication, and any texts that may exist that actually have that content in it are being lost, essentially, as they fade away and they fall to pieces, and moths eat them up, and the like. So Gutenberg Project and the Bibliolife seek to preserve that. Now, the way they do that is not by, finding the document and transcribing it. They literally take photocopies. So what you're seeing here, what I see here with this book is look at this. So that is actually a photocopy of the original page of Solitude. And you can see it's in the beautiful, copious language, Solitude, written originally by J.G. Zimmermann, to which are added notes, historical and explanatory, a copious text, and 4 beautiful engravings by Ridley, Volume 2, London, blah, 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 1799 at the end. I love the way they just go on these title pages, right? And then over here, and the original typesetting was used. It was very well done. So you've got contents and the plates are there. But what's really interesting is check this out. That's actually just a photocopy, so to speak, of the original text. Now, get this. I mean, okay, these are the notes down here. Okay, so here's the original text. Now look at how hard it is to read. Solitude, in its strict and literal acceptance. I'm reading this backwards, kind of, is equally unfriendly to the happiness and foreign to the nature of mankind. An inclusion to excite. Now look how they did the excite. Is that the one? Exercise. That's right. To exercise. See that S? It's actually an F. So throughout the book, often where there should be we would think there would be an S, there's an F. So there's the word speech, but it's for peach. And down here, these are the notes. Down here. Now look at all the use of the quotation marks. Quote, 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 quote. All this down here. So it uses a style that we don't use anymore. And I've encountered this elsewhere. If I read, it's out on out of my reading book, my reading chair. If I read the original of Dr. Johnson, of which I got. Oh, sorry, I'm excited. We have some music. We have to have some music to celebrate. Oh my gosh! Hold on, what's right? Hold on, let's have some sounds. Music. Let's have music. I've got sound effects now here. Here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me know if you hear that. And let's have some real music. Yeah, some trance music here just to celebrate. I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys can hear this music. I think you can. Enough of that. So, I am so excited. When I moved to Ventura, when I was working in Ventura, right down the street from here, let me show you on Google Earth. Boink. Boom. Bring up Google Earth. Come on, there we go. Yeah. Google Earth. Let's go to Ventura, California. Ventura, California. Hey, Lady Lofty Castle. Hey, Maddie. It's me. I can't join. Oh, it's you. You're the person that just joined over on the thing. It's me. I can't join on air right now because I'm with my son. He's 3 months old, and I don't want him to potentially mess up the stream if he gets cranky. I understood. And just so you know, Maddie, it's quite all right. This is total free form stuff, but I certainly understand your concern. Feel free to join, or wonderful you and attending to your 3-month-old. I know just how much that takes of you. So Maddie, welcome Maddie to the Discord too. So that's you over there. Hold on, make sure I got it right. So that's you, Lofty Castle. So when I can do, watch this, I can do this because I can click on this. Discord is so cool, and there's you, and I can say down here in the notes, Maddie with a 3-month-old. So because I'm an old man and I kind of forget these things sometimes. So welcome to the Discord server, Maddie. Maddie, can you let me know in the chat, were you able to hear those sound effects, as ridiculous as they are? I just got those set up last night, but I don't know if they're coming through. So coming back here to Google Earth, here is Ventura, where I was working up until last Friday. Now I'm kind of between jobs. Okay, wait, hold on. Resolution. There it is. Yowza, this resolution's slow coming. So I've got I'm gonna have to get the new place set up. City Hall. Oh, here it is. Here's City Hall. Okay, I'm gonna have to get you can hear that. You're weak. You're weak. Oh, man. Hold on. Come on, computer. Maddie, I completely understand weak. I am sure from the 3-month-old, right? I mean, I remember so vividly and distinctly, I'm sure you've heard this many times, what it's like to have a newborn in the house. And, all the, Michael and I over on the, in the Discord, Michael and I talk about he introduced the concept to me of the imposter syndrome, right? The feeling like, we were talking about it in a professional sense, right? The feeling like at work that, that you're going to be found out, that you really don't know what the hell you're doing, because I worry about that a lot. And he was helping me to understand that that's something that we all do. I remember having that imposter feeling about being a parent, right? I remember driving Emily home in the Forerunner, and the whole way home thinking, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into, right? I'm taking this baby home away from the doctors and the nurses, and I'm going to be, Yumiko and I are going to be responsible from this point forward. What the hell? Excuse my language. So, and then the night after night of sleeplessness, and then the fussiness and the crying and the is she okay, and all that stuff. So yes, if you are weak, I certainly understand, but just know that the very fact that life is over 4 billion years on the planet. Well, never mind the fact that 99% of all species are extinct. We're here now. We made it. You're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. And I'm glad. Thanks for letting me know the sound effects work. Let's find a nice sound effects for you, Maddie. Let's see. Oh, I know. There's a lullaby. Let's hear what that sounds like. Lullaby, maybe for your baby. A little soothing sound for Maddie's little one, sleeping right now. Sleeping? No, maybe not sleeping. Okay, if not sleeping, then sorry, I'm ridiculous. Sorry. Welcome, Maddie, and good luck with all that. And we're here from you. And if you ever having a tough day, just go into that Life Sucks chat room, and you can tell us all about it. Anyway, back to my story, Mike's. You like the beat, all right? Maddie says, "I'm weak. Yes, I can hear them, and I like the beat." I keep forgetting to show the comments. So here we are. Here's the city of Buenaventura. Let's see if I can dip this down. There. That's where I used to work right there. Yeah, I didn't get to work in the front building here, the fancy front building. I worked here in the back building. This is where IT was. But down here, right here, so every day at lunchtime, I would saunter out the stairs, carefully look both ways, cross the street, go across here, go around the statue, which is no longer there, and then down here. And I typically had lunch every day. I'd walk down the street. I typically had lunch at a restaurant right here called Nature's Cafe. Really, really good hippie food. I would have the yogi special there every day. And then on the way back from work, I would typically stop right here. Can you see this little business right here on the corner right here? That's called the Calico Cat Bookstore. Let's take a close look from the street, shall we? If it'll let us. Oh, I guess I need the true Google Earth to do that. I can't. Anyway, this is a bookstore right there. And I remember one day, a few months back, I was walking by and I looked in this window right here, partially blocked by the palm tree, and I noticed a set of 12 volumes. And I took a close look for small little books, and I took a close look. I peered at them, and it says the works of Johnson, who I really never knew who Johnson was, but then I had discovered Johnson some time back. Dr. Johnson, Dr. Samuel Johnson, of 18th century literary fame, probably one of the greatest writers from England for sure. And the point of all that is that I noticed, and I just bought the whole series. I stared at those books. I went in, I looked at them. They only stayed out there for about 3 days because they took them inside because the books are almost 200 years old, and they put them safely away. And I asked about them, and for months I went in. I would talk to the owner and about the books, and eventually on the last day that I was there on Friday, I went in. Oh, we can get a better view of the bookstore from here. I went in and I bought this set from Calico Cat Bookstore right here in the corner. And I am now the proud owner of the complete works of Johnson, which, if you talk to the owners of as I did, the owners of that bookstore, they've been there for 35 years. The owners, it's actually a rare and used books. And they said that was the first time in 35 years that that collection had come through. So I got it. It's safely buried inside my backpack right over here. When we move to the new place, it's going to get a special place it's going to be somewhere behind me, and I plan to read all 12 of them, although it'll probably take me 5 years to read because Dr. Johnson's writing is so rich. So anyway, back to the point. The point is that in that original book, he writes like this too, right? Using all of the look at that. You know, it's like I said, the F where the S should be. I'm doing a bad job of holding it up. So what does that say? This fan. What does that say? This fan impute. This sand. Okay, now just try to read that. That's English, but I can't even read that. Okay, hold on. This first line there. This sand imputes the delight, her tempered powers. I'm trying to read it through the camera. Refuse at length and every passion wears. See the passion? PAFF. It's instead of the S's, wears. So what I'm going to do, I have set a chore for myself, a task. I am going to transcribe this book into a document, because right now this is photocopies. That's the only way you can get it. The only way you can get it is to either find one of the original old books in an antique bookstore like Calico Cat Books and buy it for some ridiculous price, or buy this facsimile copy, rescue thingy, and then read it in its original language and try to figure it out, which I've done. I've read the whole thing, and it took a little while. It took me, about 50 pages before I finally got to the point that I was able to read it. Now, this was more than a year ago, so I'm a little out of practice, but it's a really good book on my favorite subject, solitude, of course. So I have resolved that I am going to transcribe this. I'm going to do two things, and I would love to get your feedback. I'm going to do two things. And hey, there's Not That Much, Des. Hi, softypapa and Maddie. He says, hello, Not That Much, Des. And it's good to see you. And good vibes. Hello. I love the hello. Sounds kind of reminds me of I remember I was in England years and years ago when I went to a pub in Windsor. And for I think I went there for dinner, and I think it was Sunday pub food, and I ate by the fireplace. It was so nice. And I remember my waitress. Now, forgive me if I hope I get the accents right. I think she was Cockney, and she came over, and it was like hello, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I didn't know that people really spoke like that, right? I mean, I did. I knew that that was true, but it was like to actually hear that. I think it's Cockney accent, right? And I was just so delighted because the way she was speaking to me, and it was delicious in England to hear the different accents, of all of it. And it reminded me also when I was in Australia, in Southern Australia, the first time, in a very remote place, and the students there told me the most interesting thing, because I'm having an American Southern California accent. They said I sound like the people on TV. I like that. And no, so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this right now, I'm going to begin to transcribe this book into a Word document. Now it's in the public domain, right? So it says right there at the front, it's in the public domain, so you can do this. But I would love to get your thoughts. I'm thinking about, because it's so hard to read, I'm thinking of trying to update the language, right? I mean, if I literally translate it and just substitute the S's for the F's, where the S's belong, that'll make it a little more readable. But still, it's quite difficult to read. What do you think? Do you think am I bastardizing it if I try to modernize it? Is that a bad thing to do? I'd love to get your feedback. Because it's like I'm just afraid that it's such a beautiful book that people will try to read it, and if anyone that's interested, and maybe the reason why it's no longer pressed anymore is because it's practically a labor to read. And I was listening to a lecture this morning. Check this out. I was walking the dogs, and I left it on the Discord. Here it is, right there. See this right here? I left this in the bench chat right there. So that's one of our channels there. The difference between readerly and writerly books and stories. That's this right here. And they were talking this. I haven't finished it yet, but this was a lecture, and it was talking about readerly and writerly. Readerly being books that are written to be easily read, like a novel that you might pick up at the whatchamacallit, the airport bookstore, right? Read it and leave it at the hotel. Writerly are books where you literally have to work with the writer to construct the story as you go. This is a writerly book. You literally have to work to construct it. You can't just sit and cruise through it. Anything by Johnson is very writerly, even though his language is a little more approachable. Thoreau, of course, Emerson, more writerly. I would say Hawthorne, Melville. A little more on you can almost kind of have a scale, right? A continuum of readerly and writerly. Readerly perhaps being on the extreme end of just you just almost like just turning on the TV and letting it happen, and writerly being this. And I see a comment over there. Joshua says, maybe I'll stop in after I vote. Oh, you're voting, Joshua. Okay, so Joshua's there. He might pop in and join us. I'll give him a little thumbs up there. Yay. Yeah, definitely slow performance on the thing this morning. Oh, and then hold on. Oh, there's all kinds of comments here. Not that much says just saying, how about scanning it and doing text recognition? I'm a lazy person. It won't scan and it won't do text it will scan, but it won't do text recognition. Not that much because I don't know if you missed it, but earlier I was showing just try to read that. I'm doing a crappy job. Hold on. The text is it uses weird spelling. Like it substitutes S's where F's should be, or F's where S's should be. So let's see. Not sometimes, but not always. Let's see. Imagination receives every impulse. See the impulse? That's impulse. Right? And apparently that was the way they did things in the mid to late 1700s with eagerness. While the passions, the passions with a capital P, it should be passions, but it's FF. So it's not gonna. And then where the passions crowd around the splendid throne, it's splendid with an S again, right? Obedient to her dictates. So let's read that. Imagination receives every impulse with eagerness, while the passions crowd around her splendid throne, obedient to her dictates. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful writing? But you see what I mean? The text recognition won't do that. So I've got to do it myself. It's cool because people always did such kind of translation to current language. See the Bible. Bingo. Nice one. Good point. I think it's fine. Go for it. Thank you, Jerry. I will do that. You guys are helping me. Maddie says, I don't think so. I think it would be a good idea. It would help new readers get into it. Yeah. Thank you. You guys are all helping me to, here we go. I'm getting thumbs up all around from everybody. Let's have some good, celebrates. This is gonna get so old. I've got sound effects, but some of the sound effects are really cool. Like check this out. Japanese street sounds. Isn't that awesome? Doesn't it sound like we're just on the streets of Japan? And also, let's check this one out. Coming into the konbini. Isn't that great? And let's try. Here we go. I've got some nice other atmosphere ones. Hold on. Oh, this is cool. Boy, doesn't that just take you to Japan, huh? And how about this? Oh my gosh. Holy Moses. Isn't that an awesome sound? Okay, so here we go. Let's start doing this. So I've already done the title page here. So I began it like this. Isn't that nice? And I've got the Solitude there, and I literally took a photo or copied this image right here and pasted that in. And so anywhere where there's like a nice image, I'll grab that and put that in as that, and you can see the nice 1799. So here we go. Now what I did was I literally I took Going Alone, right? The actual text for Going Alone, and I substituted it here. But I'm using the online version of Word, which is kind of funky. So this is a whole page right here. So the next page is going to be the contents. So let's see if I can do this. And contents. It's interesting. You put the period there, right? Interesting. Bigger. Let's have a little music while we do this. Here we go. I'm gonna have more music soon. This is all I got. So unless you went disco. Chap. No, interesting. Chap. Introduction. So Now I wonder if I should do it the same way that he did it. Look, check this out. Whoops. So up here he did page. Should I try to do the same formatting? Let's see. If I could tab over. See, I bet I could do that. Looks like it's left justified. Let's put this to the lefty. And then if I tab this over a couple ways, and then here, let's try to make it look the way he did it. Yeah, it's kind of a spaces. Ah, look at that. It looks just like this. Check it out. See? So I did the... Oh, that's the wrong one. Kurt, hold it straight. Here we go. See how it got there? It says the introduction and then the dots and then the one. So what do you think? Do you think I should try to make it similar to the formatting? Should the formatting roughly follow the same? I think so. If at all possible, I should try to follow the same formatting, right? And also he uses or the original publisher. This was published by, get this. It was published. Here's the publisher, right? Printed by T. Madron, something Lane, Sherborne Lane, for Werner and Hood, J. These are the publishers: Werner and Hood, J. Cuthell, J. Walker, Lackington, Allen and Company, J. Nunn, Ogilvy and Son, Darton and Harvey, W. Ortridge and Son, R. Lay, and J. Scratched. Those are the publishers. Talk about a collaborative effort. So do you think that's good? Do you think I should try to make it so that it's follows that pattern? I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so here we go. Chapter 1. Okay. No dot there. Chapter 2. Why did they do that? Why didn't they write out chapter? I guess because there wasn't enough space. Of the motives. Oh, great. Isn't this great? We get to read. If I do this and I share this with all of you, as I do it, then you get to read the book. If you follow along or watch the video, and you get to see me struggle with the, what is that? Interpretation, I guess, of the motives to solitude. Now, isn't that interesting how he says of the motives to solitude? Remember, this was originally written in, what do they speak in Switzerland? Swiss? Or I guess, isn't Switzerland one of those countries that could have Germany, it could have multiple language, French, German, different languages. So I guess it depends on where you live in Switzerland, right? Of the motives to solitude. I love the way they say that. I think in a modern language, you would say of the motives for solitude. And then instead of using the dots, it uses dashes and just 2 and says 23. Let's bring this back. These to kind of line up. You know what I've done there? Here. That didn't good. There we go. See how that kind of lines up then like that? The introduction 1 page. Oh, and I need to bring the page back. Dunk. Dunk. So I'm going to have to line this up like that. Okay. This is fun. Dot, 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 dot. Okay. Now, what should I do? Why does it think that? To make that line up, I'm just going to have to add a couple other dashes. So I'll take a little creative liberty here. There we go. I like that. That works. I'm not quite lined up, but oh well. Okay, so the first chapter, so chapter 1 is the introduction. Chapter 2, so 23 pages. And you know what? He doesn't use a 1 there. Oh, that is a 1. It's 22 pages or 23 pages of introduction. I remember the introduction was long. Chapter. Now check this out. Look at the inconsistency. In the original, he uses check this out. Look at the chapters. There's 1, 2, and 3. There's a dot. It says chap dot on the first, and then chap no dot, and then chap dot on the third, right? So inconsistencies, sloppy typesetter. I guess it's not the kind of thing you go back and change, huh? Chap 3, 2, 3. Okay, here's exactly how it's written out. See, Google didn't like that, huh? And then there's no dashes. It's just it's just here we go. 107. I remember that. But here we go. So look at that. So the way it's actually spelled out is the disadvantages of solitude. So this is an example of the original author using the F where S should be. So as the modern transcriber, I'm gonna update this to the modern version and say S, right? Disadvantages. And when I write the introduction for this, and I do plan to write a kind of an introduction from the perspective of being the author of a book called Going Alone, I think I have some credence, some credibility. I can write an introduction, and I will make note of the editorial changes that I did. So I will have to add that somewhere. I'll have to figure out in the end. So look at that now. But look, there's no dashes here. So in the original, there was no dashes there. And look at that. From page 23 to page 107, look how long chapter 2 was. That was a long, out of a book that has a total of, gosh, this is going to take me a long time to do this project. I plan to do one page. Pardon me. Oh, hold on. I burped, but a little late. This book has a total of 338 pages. So if I do one a day, so I should be able to complete it in less than a year, at least the writing part of it. And Maddie, hi Maddie, says elbow cough. What is that? You elbowing yourself? Okay, here we go. So the disadvantages of solitude. Okay, and those are what we're doing. What is the word? Not translating. We're transcribing a book from the past into the future. This is going to be chap dot. There's the dot again. Chap 5 dot, and now a dot for some reason. The influence of solitude on the in the original they did a whoop and then dot imagination and then dash 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 137. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hey, that's kind of looking like it. Yeah, and yeah, I did. Oh, beep out. I did bleep out that my burp. Oh, here we go. I think you heard that. Sorry. It's fun having all these sound effects. I can also make voices. Here we go. Watch this. Now I'm the demon voice coming from the depths of the pit. Such fun. Okay, so now it's starting to look like that right here. Have a look-see. Tell me what you think. Wait, that's the wrong one. It's starting to look like it, right? Okay, so I got a suggestion here from Jiri. Maybe with modernizing language, correct print errors, missing dots, etc. too. So what do you all think? I see what you're saying there, right? So if I'm modernizing it, the language, maybe bring the whole thing forward, right? Standardize it in some way. Otherwise, it just looks sloppy, right? And once I get started, now this is formatting. This original formatting here is going to be only be a challenge for the first, pages like this. Once I get into stuff like this, it'll be a little more straightforward because it's just line after line. But there is this thing like, what the hell? Like this whole page over here is a page of notes. These are all notes. Look at the quotation marks there. What am I going to do? I'm not going to do that, right? That's just going to confuse. You're making a good point there. Maybe that's just going to confuse people, right? So if I'm going to go to the effort to modernize the language for readability, then I ought to modernize it for readability. Thanks for that suggestion. If that's the case, then what I would do is this. Let's see. Like this is all here. Let's just I like your suggestion, Jerry. Let's try this. So chapter 1, chapter was kind of quaint though, wasn't it? Trying to do it that way. One, and then the dot. 1 introduction, and maybe I'll just take these pages out because the pages are not going to make a lot of sense. It's probably not going to come out. The page numbering is probably not going to come out correct. If anything, I learned from writing Going Alone in other books is that the numbering really editing goes on and on and on. Chapter 2 on the motives to solitude. Okay, I think you are onto something, Jerry. This is going to make a lot more sense. 3, 2. Ooh. Not that much says, Jerry, you're from, is that CZ Czechoslovakia? I don't know what that character is. Oh, in Jerry's, in the name. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of your name, and I do apologize. Not that much. Yeah, from Prague. Oh, nice. Great. And you've got a keyboard that can handle the Japanese characters too. Here we go. Chapter 4. Okay, I'm thinking that I'm liking this. Don't you guys think this is going to be a lot more readable? Okay, good. So chapter 4, the influence of solitude on the imagination. Okay, so let's continue along those lines. Thank you for that suggestion. I'm going to have to, if I keep this up, I'm going to have to cite all of you as the co transcribers. Chapter 5. How's that baby doing, Maddie? The asleep? Keeping you busy? Chapter 5, the effects of solitude on a, oh, I love, isn't this great? Melancholy mind. Okay. Effects of solitude on a melancholy. Don't you guys start to see how this is going to be an interesting book? I mean, I've read it. I know it's fascinating, but I mean, isn't this starting to wet your whistle, right? Starting to think, wow, yeah, I would. I mean, this is a view of solitude from what would be 222, almost 221 years ago, right? Chapter 6, the influence of solitude on the, here we go. Here's how he does it. Papillons. Let's see. Maddie says, I was going to try and join on air, but as soon as I was ready, he started crying. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's all, you are always welcome, Maddie. Crying or not crying, whatever the case. But I certainly do understand. And man, it's a lot. And kudos to you for being there for your little one. Softypapa. It has a very distinct pronunciation. It's really cool. Really, I wonder how it sounds. I know I'm really curious. I wonder if I could ask Siri, but I wouldn't even know how to ask it. So here's where I'm going to change it, right? So I'm not going to say. Now, maybe this is why we always remember how sometimes, like when we're like Monty Python and stuff, and they're whoa, hold on, how do I redo that? I just got rid of the whole thing. And sometimes Monty, I don't think I can do that. Chapter, they're Monty Python. They would somehow speak English with a lisp. I wonder if that's it, because they would say the influence of solitude on the. Could you hear Monty Python? Come on. There we go. Can't you just hear John Cleese saying the influence of solitude on the passions? Yeah, no, passions. Let's change that. Now, I wonder why they did that, because they certainly had the S, right? They have the S over here. They're certainly using the S, and here over here the effects, right? Why wouldn't that be the effective? So keeping that up, if they use the F in place of the S, it would be like that. The effect. There, effects. There we go. There we go. The influence of solitude on the passions. Doesn't that just make you wonder what the heck that is? Well, I know I read it, but I can't remember. So chapter 6, that would take us all the way up to page 215 now. Chapter 7 on the danger of. Oh, here's a word for you. Have a look at that. Chapter 7 on the danger of idleness in solitude. And if you're thinking, Kurt, no, you're butchering that, Kurt. It can't possibly be that bad. It's Kurt, you're pulling our leg. That's not true, Kurt. 7 right there. Idleness. IDLENEFS. On the danger of idleness. On the passions and solitude. So idle. Yes. Will that fix it? There we go. Just changing that one. Okay. Now, hey, really? Okay. Now check this out. Why? Okay. Here, remember here for passions? It was like that, right? It was paffin. So we had a double S that was turned into a double F. But down here we have another double F that's an F and an S. So there's some sort of a rule in effect there. Now let's put ourselves on date here. So Dr. Johnson's, let's see, when did Dr. Johnson, really effectively the first English language dictionary was Dr. Johnson's dictionary. I think that was in 1845. Dr. Samuel Johnson's dictionary of the English language. When did he publish that? Oh, you can actually get it. I need to buy that. Let's see. It was a tome. Let's see. So it says here, there was dissatisfaction with the dictionaries of the period. I didn't think there were any. So in June 1746, a group of London booksellers contacted Johnson to write a dictionary for the sum of 1,500 guineas, equivalent of about 250,000 pounds. Wow, that's a lot of money. Johnson took 7 years to complete the work, although he had claimed he could finish in 3. He did so single-handedly. Anyway, so that was 1746. He was commissioned. It took him 10 years, so 1756. So by the time that this book was in print in 1799, but it was written, I think, 20 years earlier. The dictionary was just out. There was some rule. That was one of the complaints, was that there was no standardization. Let's fix this. So we're going to take this. So this is the actual purpose of this work that I'm going to do, right? Try to take it and standardize it so it's readable. So chapter 7 on the danger of idleness and solitude. Now, there's a book I've got. It's sitting right here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't see it. The Sayings of the Desert Fathers, right? And talk about idleness and solitude. A lot of those guys would sit out there in the desert east of the west of the Nile in Egypt, and those Coptic Christians and the like that would, and they're talking about they had some idleness and sometimes, and they're for them they were under constant assault of the demons, right? Or so they thought. Maybe they were. Chapter 8. The conclusion. The conclusion. The conclusion. Okay, good. That's it. That's the contents of this. Now, up here, we'll just leave it like that. Take that dot out. Okay, so I think we have. I've met my goal for today, which is to transcribe 1 page a day. So ta-da! I've done it. So that's enough. Tomorrow, I'll do the directions for the directions for placing the plates. Interesting. Check these titles out. Now the plates are terrible. They didn't come across. I'll show you. Unfortunately, the photographic process, page 89 is the first one. I mean, they're nothing. Let me check this out. So that's one of the plates. That's the first one, and there's nothing there, right? So that's really a pity that didn't come through. So the titles for the plates are Jerome in the Wilderness. The bishop. The number 2 is the Bishop of Assisi throwing throwing his garment over Saint Francis. The third plate is Armel telling her rofery, and then the last one is Petrarch in Solitude. So here are the titles of the plates. I love that one. Jerome in the Wilderness. So maybe I shouldn't even include the. Well, what do you think? Given that I can't include the plates, can I find them? Maybe. Let's take a look. Let's go back to Google. Maybe I can find them. So let's go to Google and the plates of solitude. It sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings. I shall go and get the plates of solitude. No, that's the Monty Python. The Plates of Solitude by A.G. Zimmermann. You think? Come on, sevens. It's Solitude. This is a blah 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 blah. Amazon is probably the same book that I have. Let's see under images. Oh, could that be? Here we go. Ebook of Solitude. Could this be it? There we go. Are these some of the plates? So it looks like I might be able to grab them from. Let's see. Here's Project Gutenberg's effort to save this book. Well, there you go. Look at that. Okay, so John. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. With the life of the author. So the first plate is going to be. Oh, this is so good. So much fun. The first plate is going to be Jerome in the Wilderness. That must be Jerome in the Wilderness right here. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. And then now here, look at this. This one they actually did. So it has been transcribed. Look at this. So my idea that I was going to do this that it hadn't been done is false. It's been done. But I'm still going to do it. And in the words of Frank Sinatra, I'm going to do it my way. There you go. Look at that. Because part of the reason is if I do something, if I just copy this, which will one, okay, the fact that I've just discovered that the project that I want to do has already been done could mean one of two things, right? It means that I one don't have to do it, or or two, I could do it and do it my way, and then take it from there. And given that the text is in the public domain, I could either make an abridged version or a have some value add to it by adding an introductory section of my own, and then I can make that available to the world, which I think I would like to do, and it would be fun to do, and it would be fun to try to translate it as somebody else clearly has done as well, or transcribe it is the more appropriate word. But it sounds like the plates are there. I wonder if I'll see any more if we scroll down. About page 89, well, already saw Jerome in the Wilderness. It's gonna be a big project. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's like kind of like I take it on like my Bible project, right? I read the Bible. I read the Bible all the time because I read a chapter every day. It's the second thing I do every morning. I wake up in the morning. Second thing, once I start my dog walk, I recite my good life meditation, and then I read a chapter of the Bible. I think I'm on Psalm 62. I think it is this morning, and I'll just do the same thing with this. And in less than a year, I'll have it done. Okay, so the plates aren't showing up throughout. The plates must be just what we saw there earlier. Okay. Well, let's see. I think that's all I wanted to do this morning. Let's take a look at my checklist of things to do. You guys can see my calendar is quite empty. Here, have a look. I got nothing to do, right? I'm between jobs and I got nothing. Man, this is a really interesting dilemma, and it's loading my tasks. Let's see what other tasks I have to do. It's taking a second, and then over here I'll go into the Discord and I will say tell everybody, because I've got a project I created. Let's see down here. See under here you can see under projects. Okay, Solitude transcription. So let's go ahead and add an update there. Okay, let's grab a screen grab from that. Okay, here. Here we go. Let's grab that. Bang. Capture software should launch. Come on. I know I set those hotkeys. Let's see. Come on, snag it. There it is. Come on, snag. I thought you were supposed to launch. You have to set it up so it launches. It wasn't even running yet. Boing. I was trying to get used to these lives. They're different type of thing. I used to think about when I used to make videos before that like it had to be different. Now live. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I saw something. Okay, so here's the screen grab software. I'll grab this. I got it. Should launch in the capture. Yeah, let's have a little music. Okay, and not that much says have to leave now. Have a good one. Goodbye. Not that much. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Let's see. Where's that screen grabby thing? Oh, there it is. So here's the thingy. Let's put a little border around it. Apply. Copy that. Send it down. Let's go to the Discord. That's kind of loud, huh? the voice mod thing? There it is. So I can adjust the sound here. So here's a song for Kurt. Turn the volume down a little bit. There, that's good. Hopefully, Maddie, that won't put the baby to sleep or wake the baby up. So I've grabbed that, and I'm going to paste this in here. I'm going to say 5. Because see, what I did was I created a channel for the Solitude transcription. I've completed today's work on the Solitude transcription. See, did this. I did this live. No, well, live streaming. I did this while live streaming and got some good feedback from viewers. Namely, we came to agreement that the transcription should include should include not only updated language, vocabulary, and spelling, but also formatting. For example, compare the chapter section layout below with the image above of showing the same section from the original book. The idea is to make the new content more readable, even if this is at the expense of some original formatting. Original formatting. I think that this is a good trade-off, right? Here's the picture. Paste it in there. Bing and bang. There we go. So now you can compare. Here's what we just did just now, right? Adding the 8 chapters compared to up here the 8 chapters from the original book. Although that is pretty to look at, it's a little tricky to read. I think it'll be better once we get the real deal, so to speak. All right, let's take a look at my task list to see what I've got left to do today. Okay, so I have 3 things I have to do. Complete live stream setup. I did that. Oops, let's announce that in the Discord as well, because I was keeping a tally of that yesterday. Over here in the bench, I was said, complete live stream setup, kind of, mostly. Check 6. That was the 6th task I had to do from yesterday. Check 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's good. One more thing done out of my checklist. So what remains on my checklist to do? So this is what I have yet to do today. I have to clean up files and sort and toss out old clothes, not old clothes, clothes that shrunk during the pandemic. So what I did for the files, hold on. Emily and I went to Staples yesterday, office supply store, and I got a bunch of file folder thingies. And I bought a second file cabinet. I've already got one of these. So the way I divide my files typically is into I have personal and financial stuff. And so I keep those separate, usually in separate color coded things, but I'm going to separate them into two separate folders. So that will hopefully help me to keep better track of my documents. Yeah, wishful thinking. And with that, I think I will stop the stream and I will get back to the stuff. Let's take a look let's do a puppy check. Rudy. Turn the thing a little bit and see Rudy. Rudy. Hi, Rudy. Hey, Rudy, you want to go for another walk? Want to go for a walkie? Oh, there's Ollie peeking up from the pillows. Ollie, you want to go for a walkie? Let's go. Let's go for a walk. Yeah, there we go. The black one, you have to bribe him out. Rudy, the white one, he'll go out easily. And this having this in my bedroom is soon going to be over because we're moving soon, and I'm going to have for the first time since I was a kid, I'm going to have my own room, my own office. I can't wait to get it all set up. Going to have a really nice background. It's going to be nice. But for that, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Let's see, is there anything, any cool sound I can go off with? Hold on, let's maybe find a nice Japan sound to sign off with. Come on, dang it. How about drizzle? And with the sound of rain, let's sign off. And I wish you all the best. Hope you have a happy day. It's a good day and a productive day. And if you're curious how to get to my Discord at any time, just go to goingalone.org, which is my website. And when you arrive, let's just refresh. When you arrive, you'll see what happens. Within 2 seconds of arrival, there'll be a little thing that'll pop up and we'll say Going Alone Discord. Click here to join the Discord. You can click right there and you can come join us. Also, at any time, there's a Discord item here. You can click on this right here where it says Discord, and there's a click here link. And all are welcome. Anybody, anytime. Just the only rule is just be nice, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, and Maddie says your dogs are the cutest. Maddie, I hope that your best wishes today with your 3-month-old. And again, kudos to you, right? That's wonderful. And we'll talk again. Oh, and then I get Maddie says, bye, Kurt. Hopefully I can join on air next time. It was fun talking with you. Yes, I hope so, Maddie. And welcome to the Discord server. Please feel free to chime in, chat, say anything you want, add any photos, whatever you like. We're glad to have you here. Okay. Take care, Maddie. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.